Hello all, welcome to Global Offensive Hacker Associate community. In this episode, we are going to learn about cloud computing technology and cloud services. I am Harshad, founder and CEO of Hacker Associate. Let's begin. Okay, so let's go to the whiteboard and understand about the cloud computing technology and cloud services. So when you talk about the cloud, right, I think maybe if you are aware about these are the vendors. So when you talk about the cloud vendor, so I think one is we have a Azure, then second we have AWS, third okay we have a Google Cloud. There are many other vendor also, but these are the main one, right? So what do you mean by the term cloud? So cloud means anything we can access from anywhere, anything we can access from anywhere called a cloud. But this definition, okay, generally respective, okay, to the client perspective, right? It means if you're talking about the client, this is the client. Okay, suppose he need 10 vCPU, okay, suppose an 100 GB hard disk. In cloud computing, we call as an VHD, virtual hard drive, okay, and maybe you can talk about okay like good internet speed. So you can say the network. In the case of cloud computing, especially in the case of AWS, we are using a VPC, virtual private cloud, okay, and many other okay like component okay he require, right, in order to configure okay like the setup, whatever the client is required. So what do you mean by the cloud is okay he can access from anywhere okay called the cloud. But I have written okay like another definition for cloud computing in order to understand about the cloud data center definition. So when you talk about the cloud, it means a separating application or operating system from an underlying hardware, and this can be separating and migrating to the third side, or we can say to other side. So what do you mean by this definition? Okay, this definition respective to the cloud data center, or this definition respective to the client. It means I am a client, I need infrastructure and I want to access it, so I can access okay my infrastructure from anywhere okay in the world. This is called cloud. Okay, from data center perspective, separating application or operating system from an underlying hardware, and this can be separating and migrating to other side. So basically, if you want to understand okay from a diagram presentation, it how it look like. Okay, for example, let's say we have a hardware section here. This is the hardware. Above the hardware, okay, we are running what? We are running operating system. It may be anything like a Mac, Linux, okay, Windows 7, 8, 10, whatever. And then here above, okay, we are running what? We are running okay different application. Application 1, application 2, and application up to the N. And here okay we have a now okay like VMware workstation. Okay, right now the current version 15.x, and here okay we are running okay like different operating system like OS1, OS2, OS up to the N. Okay, this part, so you can see clearly okay like this is part okay we can say is called as software based virtualization. So I can rub this part, or we can say in short right now I will write okay type 2 hypervisor technology. Okay, this part is called as a type 2. It means we are running the operating system above the operating system. Okay, this is called type 2, and the basic definition of the cloud is I want to separate the entire application or operating system from an underlying hardware, and I can migrate okay from one data center to other data center. That's how it is. Okay, this we call as in cloud computing. So when we talk about the cloud computing, okay, cloud computing have a
Like one
different
question here.
component. I will answer okay all the question in the end. Okay, once I finish it.
Yeah.
Okay, so we talk about the cloud
Okay.
computing. So cloud computing have a n number of components. So example, we talk about cloud computing technology. The main part okay we have is called as in first is called as a cloud platform and the cloud services. Second part okay we have a like hybrid cloud storage. or we can say clearly it is called storage section. So I'll simple rub it, storage. Okay, and then third part is called as virtualization. Okay, and there are many components. You can consider n. There are n number of components are available. Okay, in this case. So example, you can add also Docker in this case, Docker technology. I have already recorded the video, okay, on Docker technologies. So even you can watch it. Is already available, okay, on YouTube channel. So when you talk about, okay, like cloud platform, so cloud platform, okay, like most of the people are using, okay, like OpenStack, okay, and you can also use a Juju. These are the all cloud platform. And when you talk about the cloud services, so these are the cloud services. So simple, I'll write here, we can say IaaS, PaaS, infrastructure as a service, platform as a service, software as a service. Then we have a storage as a service, okay. Then we have a XaaS is called anything as a service. Then after, okay, we have a NaaS is called the network as a service. Okay, these are the all, okay, like cloud services. I'm just checking if I missed anything or not. Then we have a SecAS, okay, security as a service, SecAS. These are the cloud services. When you talk about, okay, like the cloud platform and the cloud services, platform are these OpenStack and Juju. So you can create a same infrastructure as like AWS. Okay, so AWS, okay, directly is based on the rent basis, but OpenStack, okay, like you can use, okay, like OpenStack operating system from a Red Hat community. You can install it, you can configure it, and you can set up your own cloud infrastructure. Okay, and there is no need to, okay, pay a monthly charges for that. Okay, these are own infrastructure, we can say, or it is a type of private cloud. Okay, if you deploy in public cloud, it become a public cloud. When you talk about the storage, okay, right now, so storage, okay, right now we have a hybrid cloud storage. This is called hybrid cloud storage. So first one, okay, we have a public cloud, and second, okay, we have a private cloud. But when you talk about, okay, like hybrid, it means the combination of public and the private. We call it a hybrid. Okay, this part, okay, we can say is called a hybrid. Okay, the two type of cloud means one is public and second is private. So public, okay, you can clearly see AWS, Azure, Google Cloud is a public cloud. Private means we are going to deploy, just like using OpenStack or Juju. Okay, this is about the storage. Okay, public cloud and the private cloud. Now there is one more, okay, here is called the community cloud. Okay, it generally is managed by third party. It's called community cloud. The third component we can say is called the virtualization, and virtualization is the heart of the cloud computing. So when you talk about the virtualization, virtualization means what? So virtualization means this: type 1 and type 2 hypervisor. Let's understand, okay, what exactly is the virtualization. Okay, but here I want to add one more thing. Okay, in the case of storage, okay, we have a SAN, storage attached network, and then we have a NAS, okay, network attached storage. This is called SAN and NAS. Now let's move to the virtualization section. So what is virtualization? So virtualization means what? So virtualization, as I mentioned, there are two types. One is called as in type 1. Second, okay, we have called as in type 2. So when you talk about the type 1, so type 1 means what? Type 1 means, okay, like it is called as in host based virtualization. It is called host based virtualization, or we can say it is a hardware based virtualization. And the type 2, okay, every day we are using, okay, this is type 2. I mean, whatever, okay, we are running like Kali, Linux, Ubuntu, okay, and Linux, many operating system we are running, right, above the operating system. This is called type 2. It means software based virtualization. It's called software based virtualization. So let's understand, okay, this particular terminology using, okay, like diagram. So when you talk about, okay, like first type 2, okay, this means software based virtualization here, and this part also we calling was in para virtualization. Para virtualization is another name. Type 2, it means software virtualization. So it means we have here, okay, is called as an hardware. Above the hardware, okay, we have, okay, here operating system, and then okay we are running some application to application up to the n. Using a VMware workstation, we can deploy operating system here, or we can install the operating system and we can run it. This part okay we can say is called as type 2 software based virtualization. Okay, and every day we are using, and we have done many lab okay using this technique. It is also part of cloud. Second technique okay is this called as type 1 hypervisor. So type 1 okay, like most of the industry people are using okay type 1 hypervisor. Okay, it is called as bare metal. It means hardware based virtualization. Okay, we can say bare metal based hypervisor. Okay, bare metal means hardware based virtualization or hardware based hypervisor. So when we talk about this, it means in this case okay what we are going to do is okay, first you can simple go here as in we have a hardware. Above the hardware okay we are using a hypervisor. This is called hypervisor. Okay, hypervisor technology, basically it is nothing but the operating system, and above the hypervisor okay we are running OS1, OS up to the n. Okay, like that. So here okay, like here okay you can achieve what super computing using this thing. You can achieve super computing. Performance is high, very high. Okay, in this case efficiency is also high. Okay, and there are many advantage okay when you just read the hypervisor documentation. So what is hypervisor? So hypervisor means what? Hypervisor means a software or a firmware responsible for virtualization setup. This is okay we call as an hypervisor. Okay, so each and everything will be here okay, like below the hardware, and we have many things okay, like you can use okay like many component, and you can okay give okay example. Let's say right now this operating system example, let's say how much okay RAM you are giving. So right now okay we are giving 4 GB RAM okay for a Kali Linux, right? But here there is no limit. Okay, you can also give up to okay 1000 GB RAM. Okay, this is the power of hypervisor. So if you need okay hypervisor name, I'm also going to write okay in your case. So hypervisor means this okay, you can use a VMware ESXi. This is my favorite. Okay, you can use vSphere 6. You can use RHEV. This is also my favorite hypervisor because it's a kernel based hypervisor. And RHEV stands for Red Hat Enterprise Virtualization. There are many Citrix hypervisor. Then we have a Hyper-V. Okay, then we have a Zen hypervisor and many more. I'll put a star. Okay, many more. This is we call as an hypervisor. So you can use any hypervisor according to your choice or according to your will. I have already demonstrated okay this particular section okay using a VMware ESXi, and you have already done this practical okay in our OHSC session, right? Offensive hacking and security expert session. This is all about the hypervisor. It means the software or the firmware responsible for the virtualization setup. Okay, and then we can share the complete infrastructure to the client. Okay, this is called as an what? Virtualization part. So here okay still okay some part okay like we missed here. So this I'm going to cover okay in this particular section. So let's make one more time okay this diagram and understand in a proper manner. So what I'm talking about, I'm explaining okay type 1 hypervisor. Okay, so this is the example of type 1. So here okay what I explained to you, it is called one we have a hardware. Okay, second we have what we have here okay is called as an hypervisor, and directly I'll write here operating system. One example, let's say Kali operating system 2, okay, operating system 3, anything. Okay, OS up to the n. So what we have to do is we have to virtualize these resources. Okay, this is called virtualize these resources. Okay, this part okay we call as an abstraction. Okay, and here okay we have okay web portal, a dashboard, we can say web portal, and some people call as a meta structure. This is called meta structure. Okay, So it means, okay, like there is no self service in this case. There is no self service. There is no self services means what actually? It means administrator have to assign the resources. This is the meaning of call as an abstraction. Okay, but right now if you talk about the modern cloud like Azure, AWS, Google Cloud, they are also using, okay, abstraction technology means virtualization technology, but they are using automation. Okay, we can say is called orchestration part. So this is called as in what, okay, like virtualization. It means you can deploy the operating system, or we can say you can virtualize your infrastructure and share, okay, on the dashboard on the web portal. So client directly will come here, okay, on this particular dashboard, okay, and he can directly take the resources. But in this case, administrator have to assign the resources. Okay, admin have to assign the resources. Okay, because there is no self services, we are talking about simply a abstraction. It means a virtualization. But on the other hand, we have a concept of orchestration. So orchestration means what actually? Orchestration means automation. So automation means what? It means the same thing. Okay, you can use simple, I'm writing hardware. Now I think you're already familiar about this diagram. Hypervisor, and then here, okay, we have a OS1, OS2, OS up to the N, and let's denote, okay, this time, okay, like meta structure with the red color. This is the dashboard. Okay, we can say meta structure. I'll use meta S, and we'll use a web. Client will communicate here, okay, and we will take the resources. In this case, okay, there is a self services. Here, okay, we have a self service. It means we will virtualize the resources. Okay, this is the meaning we call as and virtualize the resources. Okay, virtualize the resources. Okay, and then automate, or we can say orchestration. So this we call as self-service. Okay, client, there's no need to wait. Whenever, okay, he need the resources, he can directly take it out, okay, from the dashboard, okay, from the web dashboard, and he can select the particular infrastructure whatever he want to deploy. He can directly take it. Okay, this is called self-services. And if you understand about the cloud have, okay, certain characteristic. So when we talk about the cloud characteristic based on the NIST. Okay, so I'm going to explain, okay, like cloud characteristic based on the NIST. So here, okay, in this case, okay, like first we have a call as a broom. That's how we can remember. So this is called broom, means we have a broad network access. Second, we have a resource pooling. On demand self service. Then we have a rapid elasticity. And then we have a M last is called as a measured services. It means the payment part. Measured services. Some people also call, okay, this part is called as a metrics. Okay. It means simple, okay, we can say payment part. Okay. So whenever you take any resources, there's a charges. It depends upon the cloud vendor. It may be a per hour or per month. But generally, basically, it is a per hour charges we have to pay, and the billing will come, okay, in the next cycle. It means after 30 days, okay, like the bill will generate. This is about the cloud characteristics. So what do you mean by the broad network access? So broad network access means you can see, if you talk about the cloud, okay, like we have a different sections. Okay, like even if you have done practical on AWS, Amazon Web Services. Okay, so there are many things like S3 is there, VPC is there. We can create a public subnet, private subnet. So we call it the broad network access. Okay, client can directly uh, use this VPC, and okay, he can deploy according to his choice. And our network is a broad range. Second, we have a resource pooling. Resource pooling means what? So we have a resources, we can directly take the resources from the pool which is already available. Okay, this is called resource pooling. Rapid elasticity, it means scale in and scale out. Okay, if I need, okay, 100 GB, I can easily take it. If I don't need, I can again put them back. This is called rapid elasticity, scale in, scale out. Now talk about on-demand self-services. So as I mentioned to you, the modern cloud computing uses a self-services. It means on-demand. So whenever I need any resources, or if I want to deploy the infrastructure, I can easily deploy within a second, because right now we have a power of automation. And then the last is called measured services. So measured services means the payment part. So if I taken any resources, okay, from any vendor, okay, the billing charges, okay, like based on the per hour basis or a monthly bill, okay, this is called as a cloud characteristic. And if you want to add one more, okay, based on the ISO IEC, there is a one more, okay, like characteristic, okay, is added later. In this case, it's called multi-tenant. So multi-tenant means what? Multi-tenant means, okay, like multiple user, because right now I am not the only guy, okay, using a cloud infrastructure, right? There are millions of people are using a AWS, Azure, and Google Cloud. Millions of people at the same time talking about. So this part, okay, we can say is called multi-tenant environment. It means one hard disk, it is on the shared part and people are using it. And there are many lot of security concerns also available, okay. So even, okay, if you can take a specialization after this, okay, like this we call as a cloud pen testing. So when you do cloud pen testing, you will get an idea what I'm talking about, okay, like how you can, okay, take the memory forensic, how you can configure, okay, like host based agent, okay, how to perform a pen testing on AWS, Azure, many things. So for more detail about this, you can simply visit hackerassociate.com and you can go to this section under the training and you can simply check, okay, like OCPT, offensive cloud pen testing. So here, okay, we are delivering, okay, training for OCPT, like cloud pen testing technique. Okay, this is the exploration part. So we are delivering, okay, like cloud pen testing, okay, and assessing cloud infrastructure, red team and blue team in cloud, microservices, DevSecOps, AWS, Azure pen testing, software defined networking, cloud API pen testing, and other cloud technology and component assessment. This is one of the best certification available in the market. We are covering 120 domain, okay, in this particular section. Is everything in detailed manner and complete hands-on part. Now it is a time for, okay, question answering. I am done, okay, with this. Before, okay, like ending this session, I have already written some definition for you, okay, here. The cloud services. So when you talk about the cloud services, there are many services, by the way. These are the main one. XaaS, we can say anything as a service. It means it describes a general category of service related to the cloud computing and remote access. It recognizes the vast number of product, tool, and technology that are now delivered to the users as a service over the internet. Meaning, by the name you can understand anything as a service. It means whatever will come in the future, anything, okay, we will share based on the rent. This is called anything as a service. Even I mentioned here already, recognize the vast number of products, tool, and technology, right? Second, we have infrastructure as a service. So infrastructure as a service means what? So as I mentioned to, everything we have right now is infra. It means like your virtual CPU, virtual RAM, hard disk, network, everything. This is come under the infrastructure. So infrastructure means, okay, like I'm going to share my complete infrastructure on the rent basis. This is called what? Infrastructure as a service I want to deliver to the client. Now to understand the definition of IaaS. So infrastructure as a service is an instant computing infrastructure provision and manage over the internet. It is one of the four type of cloud services along with the software as a services, platform as a services, and serverless. The third part we can say is called PaaS, is called platform as a service. Right now, okay, like you are seeing this documentation is a part of PaaS. So I am using, okay, like for documentation purpose Evernote. So you can see this is my Evernote. This is example of, okay, like platform as a service. You can see clearly this is Evernote or GoDaddy, okay, where, okay, we are purchasing a domain name and okay, we are, okay, like configuring, okay, like website, and we are uh, giving a web portal to the particular people, okay, like for the content whatever we have deployed there. So basically platform as a service means what? So platform as a service is a type of cloud computing offering in which a service provider deliver a platform to the client, enabling them to develop, run, and manage business application without the need to build and maintain the infrastructure such software development processes typically require. So again, if a little bit complex in this case, you understand about Evernote, whatever I'm using, okay, like this for note making, everything is stored in the cloud. There is no need to maintain. This is the platform as a service. They are giving me the platform, okay, to upload the document and share the document like that. This is called platform as a service. Second example, okay, like Office 365, okay, like Microsoft. So even I also using, okay, this one here, okay. So if you click on Office 365 is example of platform as a service. Basically, in one word, if you want to define platform as a service, it means run your own code and deploy in the public cloud. Again, I'm repeating, run your own code and deploy in public cloud. This is we call them platform as a service. Then we have a software as a service. So software as a service already know, okay, like is application, okay, directly coming, okay, like from the data center, and there is no control, okay, is everything is controlled by whom? By the data center people. So software as a service is a way of delivering application over the internet as a service. Instead of installing and maintaining software, you simply access it via the internet, freeing yourself from complex software and hardware management. So as I mentioned to directly the internet application, we are using it and there is no control. Everything is done by the vendor. This is all about the software as a service. And here, okay, I'm talking about Microsoft Office. Okay, this is example of platform as a service. So I hope, okay, you got a clear idea about the cloud terminologies, what exists the cloud computing, what is abstraction, what is orchestration, what is hypervisor technology, okay, what is the cloud characteristic, like Broom we have in order to remember this thing, type of hypervisor, okay, and different type of, okay, like the component like platform storage, virtualizations, and lot of other stuff. Thank you for watching the video. I hope this video is informative for you. Have a great day ahead. Thank you.